With precise flows and skilled execution over warped samples, aggressive snares and stabbing violent spurts courtesy of GZA, Liquid Swords is perhaps the darkest album of the Wu-Tang canon. With snatches of dialogue from the 1980 film Shogun Assassin, the album is a lyrical journey through conversation about the state of rap in 1995, as well as combat, mathematics and the drug game. GZA and RZA joined forces for an album completely out of left field for Wu-Tang Clan in 1995. RZA, ODB, Method Man and Raekwon came out the gate first after the Wu-Tang debut 36 Chambers, and rather than follow the trend set by his associates, GZA took a different approach. Turning the Shaolin almost gothic in sound, GZA showcased his ability to weld martial arts, hypnotic flows and unheard atmospheric experimentation on a full body of work. The album is hailed by many as a classic. Outside of long-life Wu-Tang fans, the album has been adopted by fans in general as one of the best in the full Wu-Tang discography, alongside Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links and Ghostface's Supreme Clientele. The album also received universal acclaim from critics, receiving perfect scores from AllMusic, Pitchfork and Record Collector, noting both GZA's delivery as amongst the best at that time and RZA's production at the peak of his career. Over time, the lore of Liquid Swords amongst fans has only continued to grow. In 2007, The Guardian included it in the list of albums to hear before you die, and outlets such as The Source, About.com, Complex and Stylist have named the album amongst the best rap albums of all time. Liquid Swords gets its fair amount of commendations, and rightly so, but what makes the album so appealing is the mystery of its creator. GZA is one of the least active members of Wu-Tang in terms of work in the industry. Post Liquid Swords, he has only released 3 additional studio albums. Striving for quality over quantity, GZA's works are revered as the spiritual head of Wu-Tang who adopted subject matter of science and philosophy rather than being swept up in the bling era of the early 2000s. GZA's ideals of 1995 survived to the present day, whereas the likes of Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie and label mate Raekwon concentrated on mafioso rap around the time of Liquid Swords recording and rollout. GZA came with a different style that has stood the test of time. If we look at the subject matter of Nas and Jay-Z from their It Was Written and Reasonable Doubt days, it's lost when we view them as grown men in the present day, as now they are mature, developing their concepts and material to reflect lessons they've learned along the way, whilst GZA was campaigning for the same things back in 1995. Although 1994 to 1996 is littered with classic rap albums, Liquid Swords stands out. Almost in the same way, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy stood out in 2010, bridging the gap between auto-tune and the trap era. Liquid Swords bridged the gap between the golden era of hip-hop and gangster rap. But this was done in a gritty way. It's not a smooth passing of the torch from one era to the next. Whilst Nas and Jay-Z donned mafia personality and propelled rap music into the streets, GZA took rap soul before gangster rap even could. Listening to the album all the way through is a journey, a cohesive concept album that snatches the soul rather than the body of rap. Liquid Swords stands alone in the Wu discography and serves as GZA's best work. 20 years after its release, the album was certified platinum. It marked a period of time where the rapper, part of the hottest crew of the time, nailed down his principles which would guide him through his journey in life, staying true to his vision along the way. But what do you think? Do you agree with people's perception of Liquid Swords? Is it a classic? Leave your thoughts in the comments and consider subscribing to get more content. Tell us what you might want covered next. This has been Hip Hop Frequency. Thanks for listening.